Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Wednesday as I find the buttons here to turn all this off. Hang on just one second. There we are. Okay, great. Let me start this as well so we don't forget that. There, it's running. Okay, great. Well, welcome everyone to our Wednesday night. We do this every Wednesday. We come on live and I talk about a different topic every week, and I also answer your questions. And this week I had something very interesting to talk about. And we are right on the verge of Christmas tomorrow. So I thank you for taking the time out to come support this and watch. And yeah, many of you are going to be watching this as a recording, so that's why I wanted to get started right away and sort of jump right in. So let's see if where we have people calling in from is we have a really nice international crowd, which is always nice. So let's see, we have New York. Welcome, Gregory. And Texas, and we have Michigan, Los Angeles, South Florida, and Hawaii. Let's see if anybody from Instagram has, looks like you guys are still, there we go. Not sure why that took a while. Still not able to comment. That's okay. We will deal with all of our YouTube people. So welcome. And Maryland, great. Curtis Knight, who is this? You have to give me your real name. At any rate, tonight I wanted to talk about, I wanted to talk about this radiation fog, which has been in, a lot of people are talking about it. When I went up north, I traveled north over Thanksgiving weekend or over the Thanksgiving holiday. And I drove. So when I came into, because I live in Southern California, when I came down into Los Angeles, entered this weird fog. I thought it was smoke at first. And I could tell immediately that there was something wrong with this fog. It didn't seem normal. I calibrated it right away, and it had a very low frequency. And this fog was throughout the whole Central Valley, all the way up to the San Francisco Bay Area, which is where I was spending some time. And so I just thought, one, that it was really weird and it felt dark and dense. But it wasn't until I got back, more than maybe a week after I'd gotten back, that I heard people talking about radiation fog. And I thought, yeah, there's something definitely wrong with that fog. So I decided to do a deeper look at this. And for those of you who don't know me, I've been in the healing arts for more than 40 years. And I am a frequency alchemist and longevity mentor. And I'm helping people raise their vibrational frequencies, because we create our outer world based on what's going on here. So the more you can change what's going on in your physiology, in your body, in your energy field, the higher your frequencies will be, and then your life will reflect that. So anyway, I did a look at the fog. And one of the first questions I asked was is there radiation in this fog? And I got a no. And so then I started asking, well, like, what's in it? First of all, is it natural fog or is it man-made? And it said it was man-made. And for those of you who are conspiracy theorists, why am I caught on that word? Theorist, that doesn't sound right either. Anyway, you know, the conspiracy people, welcome. Because we all know that conspiracies are always proven true, right? Generally. So the fog is man-made, just like these recent storms in California. For those of you who have been tracking this, are quite aware of all of the chemtrails that have been for like a solid week, pumping out chemtrails. And so I'll get back to this fog in a minute, but I just want to do a little sidestep with this storm, because I was looking at that as well. And I went on a walk last night and started looking at this storm. And of course, the many of the storms are man-made through HARP technologies. And so as I was checking out the storm, one, the rain beings were not very happy. And I could tell that it's because they're being used. They're being used for nefarious purposes. And so this storm was, they were talking about getting 7 inches out of this storm. And so to me, it obviously didn't seem very like, okay, let's back up. Chemtrails are a real thing, right? Geothermal engineering is a government project. You can look it up online. That's not a conspiracy. Those are the facts. And so they use these that's what all the chemtrails are about, to kind of pump out as much moisture out of a storm as possible. But why would they be doing that in the middle of winter and when we don't need rain? And if you looked at the Doppler of the storm, went all the way across California. However, last night it was very compressed. Like you have the big line that's going across California, but then it was very compressed right over the section where the fires were. And so it rained a long time as that was passing over. I would show you a picture, but I'm using my phone, so I can't show you. However, so that seemed to me very suspect, that they would put as much rain as possible right over where the fire had been, landslides likely, and so forth. I haven't checked the news, so I don't really know what the results were. But I did notice that there was about almost 5 inches of rain. However, last night on my walk, I decided to do a clearing on this storm. And I was absolutely shocked. First, I cleared like 50 curses. So that seemed like, yeah, that sounds about right. But then I found an astronomical amount of black boxes. So these black boxes are what the dark side uses to control people, animals, and I had never found it in a storm. Of course, I never looked before, but these black boxes seem to be everywhere now. There were 500 of these black boxes. Like, that's absolutely insane. So anyway, I cleared that. And so where I am, there was very little rain, just a little bit of rain today. And so I don't know if the rain beings just helped where I'm living, that it wasn't so bad, but whatever. I did the best I could. And so hopefully it helped so that there was not so much damage. Getting back to this fog, however, so the fog does not have radiation in it. It is man-made. Is it meant to harm people? I got a yes on that. Does it contain a virus? I got a yes on that. So then I asked about, is it the coronavirus? It said no. Was it the herpes virus? I got a yes. And the Epstein-Barr virus, got a yes to both of those. And there were, let me see, I think it would help if I put my glasses on. Are there energetic curses attached to this? And I got a yes on that. There were about 50 curses that were in the fog. And they attach to people's root chakra with a lot of fear. So that is the story on the fog. Not natural, not so. And a lot of you are feeling it. Those of you who are sensitive, you know something's wrong with this fog. It's not normal. It's not natural. And you're correct. And I had also heard when I had gotten back that there was an experiment that was actually being conducted on California. They were putting something in the fog. I don't remember what that report said it was, but actually, and they weren't trying to, like kill people. They wanted to make it more mild, just so that it it like would make people sick, but not necessarily die. However, one person has been reported of dying from that experiment. And of course, they're saying they already had pre-existing conditions. So that was obviously unfortunate. So that's the story on the fog. I do have something else I wanted to talk about, though. And, you know, I actually became very popular on TikTok because of the energy readings that I was doing. Got up to, I think, 50,000 followers before they deleted my account. I'm back on there now, but I'm not on as much as I'd like. And I have someone who's cutting clips of these live videos and posting that along with some B-roll. However, I don't want to get banned from TikTok again, so I thought I would do this reading here. So Erica Kirk, you know, I don't really know much about her other than she was married to Charlie Kirk, and I did do a reading on him, and obviously that was an assassination. But there's been a lot of interest in Erica, like what's up with her and those demonized eyes, you know, what's up with that? So let me tell you what I have here about Erica. So first of all, she is not grounded. She has absolutely no grounding cord, no heart chakra, no creative rings above her head. So she is obviously being directed and manipulated by the dark side. She also has 100 curses right here at her sixth chakra, has a lot of fury in it. She is barely occupying her body, like 1%, because of all of these anger, rage, fury, all at 100%. And so she's only occupying her body like 1%. And at her heart chakra had 50 of these AI cords, and that's also probably another reason why her heart is closed. She had 50 cords from this AI at her root chakra. That's where all this fury is coming from. She also has 50 demons that have infiltrated into her sixth chakra and her root chakra. So that's definitely going to affect how she thinks. And a couple other questions I asked. Okay, yeah. So she's also got 50 cords at her crown chakra. So that's another way she's being controlled by the dark side. And I asked whether or not she was in on her husband's demise. And I did get a yes on that. You would think that she would have at least a small percentage of sadness or grief, being that this happened to her husband just 3 months ago. But that was at zero sadness, zero grief. And I think I did already answer the question whether or not she was in on her husband's demise. The answer was yes. What else? Before I go into this other part where it's connected with JD Vance, I just want to address the question that a lot of people ask, or a thing that they might say, is that it's actually goes against spiritual laws to look at someone's energy field, and you have to get their permission to look. That's actually not true. That's a lie. That is part of the old paradigm that kept people from really looking and discovering and knowing what was true. But no, they'll just say, oh, you don't have permission to look. You have to get permission first. So that's absolutely not true. You can look. You just can't change anything. You just can't change somebody's frequencies without getting their permission. So we're just looking. We're just looking because we want to know the truth, right? And we're tired of people trying to bamboozle us. So as far as JD Vance is concerned, so I want to talk a minute first about courting to each other. So when people court to each other, that's a silent way of manipulating someone. And instead of using words, someone might chord, like at your solar plexus. If they don't want you to do something, they want you to stop doing something, or maybe they want you to do something, they chord to your solar plexus and then try to manipulate that energy so that you'll do what they want you to do, or you'll stop doing whatever they want you to do. So that is one example of how people chord. If another common place where people will chord will be at the heart chakra. And generally that's because they're trying to manipulate how you feel, and maybe trying to make you feel bad about something, pulling on those guilt strings, right? So there's also that. Also, if somebody is corded to the second chakra, now there's three main energies that get processed here. And so there could be various reasons why someone cords to the second chakra. So sexual energy is here. So if people are corded with sexual energy, then that's what's on their mind. They're trying to manipulate you that way. If someone wants to co-create with you, they might be cording at the second chakra because they're trying to tap into your creative energy. Now, if that's might be by permission, it might be a coworker or a business partner that you're trying to create with. But it could also be your boss who, they want you to create for them. And so that's why they might be cording to your second chakra. Also, sometimes people will chord at the second chakra if they are maybe trying to process some emotional energy through you. So those are some common energies. And then if someone is cording to the crown chakra, that's a very controlling energy. That our crown chakra is where we are sovereign. We are our own when we're the boss of ourselves, no one is cording to our crown chakra. That means we're a sovereign being. But if somebody is cording there, they're trying to control you. They're trying to be the boss of you. So keeping all of that in mind, this is the energetic cording of Erica and JD Vance. So Erica is cording to JD Vance's crown chakra with controlling energy. It's not anger, rage, or fury. It is not love, and it is not fear, but it is controlling. It's a controlling energy. So she's corded there. She's also cording to his heart chakra with love. Well, I don't know if you could really call it love because her heart chakra is completely closed. So I was a little bit questioning that one. She's also cording to his solar plexus, so trying to control, again, what he does. She is also cording, hang on, I just want to make sure I got all this right, to his, let's see, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. Also cording to his second chakra with sexual energy, and also cording to his root chakra. Now, JD Vance is grounded and he has an infinite number of rings. He's actually very solid energetically. So she's likely cording to his root chakra so that she can feel more stable. And so there's that. He, on the other hand, is corded to her heart chakra as well with this loving energy, corded to her solar plexus. They're likely into maybe some power struggles, and he's corded to her second chakra with sexual energy. Does that mean they're having an affair? Not necessarily, but this is what would precede that. I also looked at, maybe this is not fair, but I think it's revealing. I also looked at his wife, and he is not corded to his wife at all. And she has 0 sexual energy. JD Vance has 100%. but only 15% towards his wife. So this is kind of a setup for an affair. Like maybe it hasn't happened yet, but they're leaning in that direction. So that's some reality, a reality check on those people. And so yeah, I did that. So that's what I wanted to share today. I want to share one more thing. Let's lighten this up and share some good news. So every week in my newsletter, I share a high vibrational recommendation. And so this week I wanted to share Matthias De Stefano. For those of you who know him, he is a very bright light. He's an Argentinian who remembers every one of his past lives all the way back to Atlantis. And when he explains things, because English is his second language, it's in very simple terms. So, weird or difficult topics, he's very good at explaining in a very positive light. And I came across a video of his the other day that was very interesting. As a matter of fact, he's inspiring me to do something similar over the next 3 years. So he is preparing everyone for an event that is happening in 3 years. There is another event before that is going to also help to accelerate our ascension. And he's concerned about helping people use the energies of one. It's the largest and longest solar eclipse in a century, and this is going to be happening in August of 27. So this solar eclipse, however, he's planning on using this energy to help alchemize chaos on the planet, and especially because of this second event that's happening in 3 years, which is an asteroid that is going to be very close to our planet. Scientists at one point were thinking that it's possible it could hit our planet, and then they changed their mind. But as most of you are aware, and for those of you who aren't, you need to become more aware of how we create our reality. And so if the collective continues in a state of chaos and their addiction to drama and chaos, the collective could potentially create this asteroid actually hitting the planet. And so that's why Matthias is focusing for the next 3 years on alchemizing the chaos on the planet so that we can avoid that demise. So keep an eye out for Matthias De Stefano, and he's definitely a bright light to follow. And I also plan on doing some work on this as well, helping the collective so that we can raise our frequency. We can, not too long ago, I did a video on, at least I shared it with you. It was actually meant for our 12-day program, but it was so powerful that I decided to share it publicly. And that was an addiction to drama and chaos that I found in the group that we were working with. And it was especially valuable because, people were creating a lot of drama and chaos as it related to money. And so it was really powerful to be able to clear all of these energies. So if any of you are interested in that, you can always contact support@kimberlysherry.com, and we'll send you the link to that video. It's actually quite powerful. I'd put it here, but I don't know. I don't feel like getting distracted with that right now. So the eclipse of August 27, and then this asteroid, which is called Apophis, is in April of 29. April of 29, August of 27, and April of 29. So yeah, we don't want to create or amplify people's fear of dying by an asteroid. So he'll be doing that work, and I'll be planning on doing some that work as well. All right, let's see what kind of questions you guys have stirred up and see what we got here on this Christmas Eve. Thanks everyone for joining us. Curtis Knight. Okay. Yeah, I think I watched your your video. Okay, great. You live in SoCal too? All right, great. Curtis, welcome. Are there parasites in the fog? That's a great question. Let's see. Are there parasites in the fog? Getting a no on that, but that's a great question. Lots of chemtrails in Michigan. Yeah, so keep an eye on how they do that right before the storms so that they can cause flooding and so forth. All right, welcome, North Carolina. And yes, it is insane. Is this fog going to spread to different states, such as Arizona? I'm getting a no on that. They might have other things planned for Arizona. Yeah, don't give in to the fear. That's correct. All right. JD and Erica, I felt it too, attraction between them. I kept thinking Liz Taylor, Eddie Fisher, and Debbie Reynolds. Taylor's husband died, Eddie to the rescue. Yeah, it wouldn't be the first time, right? Is there anything around the Epstein files that you've looked into? I have not. I have heard, I don't know if this is true, but I had heard that that Michael Jackson and one other person, can't think of it now, but they were also included in those files. And if I can think of the other person, I'll name it. But they have to put some lies in this as well to keep people confused. And so Michael, that is a lie. He was actually, if the pictures that I saw of him with Jeffrey, you could see the expression on his face was a bit of being mortified. He was absolutely disgusted by what was going on there. And he has such a love for children and young people because he was so deprived of his childhood. I have a great fondness for Michael because we both grew up as Jehovah's Witnesses. I understand what that was like very clearly. And so I know that he was not involved in any pedophilia. All those sleepovers were because of having been so deprived of a childhood. And so, you might think differently, and that's fine, but that's my take on that. So, yeah. I did the chaos energetic removal from you, and it was powerful. Yes, it was great. Truly changed my life and rewired a lot. Yes, absolutely. Because a lot of people are addicted to drama and chaos, but it's not. It's because of these outer influences, all these curses and stuff. So, yeah. Have you gotten rid of BR? Is this new? BR, don't know what that is. Is this new job offer a good place for me? Let's see. You've got a new job offer. It vibes at 500, which means you'll like it, but it's not ideal. You'll likely feel underappreciated there. Let's see. And you've got a low money frequency, so you'll likely not be getting paid what you're. I don't want to say what you're worth because our worth is not about how much we're paid. Our worth is based on the transformation we create for others or how we help others create transformation. We are actually invaluable, so you can't put a price on that. All right. Did Erica have foreknowledge of Charlie's assassination? Yes. So I did get mentioned that um, I asked the question if she was in on it, and I got a yes to that question. Yes, I love Michael too. It was such a tragedy. Um, yes, I'll agree on that. Oh, so your ex. Have you gotten rid of your ex? Your ex. He is no longer courting to you, and he's not in your aura. So I'm just checking at the unresolved past lives. You still have 5. So that would be a deep dive there. What other questions you have? Let me go check Instagram and see what we've got there. Okay, so we have hey Izzy. Danny D is asking, will I get a new job offer this new year? In the whole year? I would hope you wouldn't have to wait a whole year to find out if you're gonna get a job. Hey, Kaylin. Let's see. Will you get a new job offer? Well, it's not like it's going to fall on your lap. It's something that you're going to have to put some effort into. Right now, your money frequency is only at 250. So if you did get a job offer, it probably wouldn't be offering much money until you raise your money frequency. So that is definitely in order. Okay, no other questions, at least on Instagram. All right, what else have you guys got? What other questions? Let's see. Okay, here we go. How is Candace Owens and Erica's relationship now? Hang on just a second. So Candace is not courting to Erica at all. But Erica is courted to Candace's crown. I guess she thinks she can just try to manipulate everybody, try to be the boss of everyone. With fear. So she maybe has threatened her. See, 7. Also at her heart chakra with a lot of fury. And Erica is also courted to her solar plexus because she doesn't want her doing what she's doing. She's exposing the truth. 2nd chakra with, well, I was going to say, that's not sexual energy, but let's check. Let's check. Fear and fury, not sexual energy. So that's an example of how things can be different when you're courting to people's 2nd chakra. So, yeah, so that's what's going on with them. And Sandy wants to know if you've removed the past lives, cleared the unresolved past lives with Robert. You have 0. Robert has 0. Well done. Great job. What do you make of Trump's relationship with Netanyahu? I don't even, to be honest, I don't know who Netanyahu is. I think it might have to do with Israel. But I really know very little about politics. And I can tell you if they're courting to each other. That's about it. Let's see. Trump is courted to Netanyahu's, not courting to him at all. Netanyahu courted to Trump's crown chakra, heart chakra. So at the crown, he's courted with fury. At the heart, also fury. So he's trying to make him feel like to blame, like it's his fault of things. When someone's corded to your heart chakra with fury, they want you to think that you're the problem, that you're the one who's at fault. So I don't know what's going on with these two, but this is just energy. He's also corded to Trump's solar plexus with fury. So he's basically trying to control Trump. 3, second chakra with fury. Yeah. So interesting. Okay. Well, there you go on that. Here's Sydney. Can you see if Sydney and Robert have any cords attached to each other? So is Robert cording to you? No, he's not. And are you corded to Robert? No. Unresolved past lives. Yes, you have 3. He has 2. Would like to move through this discomfort a lot lighter. Yeah. The thing about unresolved past lives, they can really turn a relationship upside down. So when someone has unresolved lifetimes with someone else, when you get together in this lifetime, you're kind of working on trying to resolve all these unresolved past lives. And you might spend an entire lifetime trying to resolve that stuff, and maybe never actually accomplish that. There's a big shortcut. And so when we know how many there are, and the unresolved energies, that's really what I look at, is where's the unresolved energies, clear that, and then you don't have to spend a whole lifetime doing that all over again. So this is one of the things we're going to be doing in the upcoming 12-day program. I do this every other month, and it's starting with our monthly luminary activation. So we do a monthly luminary activation every month. It starts on January 1st. So we're starting the new year off going inward, not jumping out the gates with New Year's resolutions. We're going deeply inward, which is working with the energy of winter. And we're going to be working on aligned relationships and activating the heart chakra. That's all part of the luminary activation. And then we're going to spend 12 days. So Thursday is the luminary activation. That following Monday, we're going to go for 12 days. That's a little over 2 weeks. And we're going to be clearing lots of layers as it relates to relationships, and unresolved past lives is one of them. So if you still, if you're showing up here with still having some unresolved lifetimes, I highly encourage you to join us for that 12 days and get the stuff cleared. Our relationships are the foundation for so many things, and our relationship with ourselves is the number one relationship that we're going to be working on. That's what we're going to be working on in the luminary activation. And from there, all the layers. Our relationship with our father. Do we still have a father wound? How about with our mother? Do we still have a mother wound? Those are going to affect your relationships. And we're also going to be working on, I can't even remember now, but all of the things. But for 12 days, a lot of layers. So you can go to my website, which is right there at the bottom of the screen, KimberlySherry.com, and scroll down to the luminary activation or the 12 days. Luminary activation is included in the 12-day program. So it's a great value for what you walk away with over those 12 days. Very deep dive. And so this is going to help set you up for calling in an aligned partner, or it could be repairing the relationship that you're currently in. Maybe you've ended a relationship and it still feels like it's still plaguing you. We can eliminate that as well. So all of these different layers we're going to be working on. It's going to be really powerful. So if you'd like to join us, that's how we're going to spend our new year. All right, let's see what else we got. Um, intention and relationship with and supporting Israel. So yeah, there is that what Trump really wants to do, or is this guy trying to control him? Sounds like the latter. Okay. Hi, Kimberly. What is my money frequency and how can I raise it? Okay. Purple Bodas Savata. Sorry, I am not really good with these Indian names. Um, money frequency 500. So at 500, that's the same level that the quantum financial system has been set at. So that's the people who are controlling all the money on the planet, they control the quantum financial system. And so that has energetically been set at 500. So the majority of the people on the planet are at that frequency or lower. 500 is you could make enough money, but you're right up against that glass ceiling. You can see there's more possibilities, but you just can't quite access it. So that's the energy of 500. You could pay your bills, but there's more. So getting to breaking through to infinity at 250,000 is really where you want to be. And yeah, so that's what you're going to manifest if you have a low money frequency. Apparently, Erica to Candace to stop. Apparently, Erica to Candace to stop. I think you mean that Erica wants Candace to stop. Yes, absolutely. Gregory, welcome. Gregory, I feel like I'm running in a different timeline. Feel very content yet. So I don't know if that sounds like a problem or not. I think those of us who are operating from a higher frequency, it's kind of like you go in and out of timelines. And I remember not that long ago, maybe about a month ago, like the clocks were different. Like the clock on my phone was different than the clock on my computer. And maybe, I don't know what that was about, but so are you in a different timeline? I'm getting a no, at least not at this current moment. However, I'm yes, it does feel like you're kind of navigating in and out of timelines, because this is what we are doing for those of us who are on the ascension timeline. Sometimes we might notice really going back into like 3D and noticing how people are really struggling and suffering, and everywhere you look, it's like, ugh. And then like for myself, I for the most part, I am generally on this higher timeline, and everything works out amazing, and I'm surrounded by amazing people and opportunities, and things flow. And so, when we're in this higher ascension timeline, that's what starts to happen all the time. But if we're kind of navigating between these two lines or even other timelines, things might feel different or heavy or, yeah, maybe even painful. So that's the 3D timeline. But when we're in these higher timelines, things definitely seem to be working out. Are we being controlled by Israel? Getting a no. Yeah. From what I gather, Israel is being controlled by the dark side. So, yes. I remember doing some research a while ago. I'm just sort of thinking back on that, and how I think it was either the Rothschilds, or I think it was the Rothschilds, and how they were claiming to be Jewish, but they weren't, and they created this identity so that they could befriend Israel. I don't know. It's a hot mess over there. So don't know much about Israel, but I know that the original Israeli people have been taken over by the dark side. I would say that. Not really engaging in old paradigm. That's good to hear. Let's see. Is there anything that would be important for me to know in my scan? Let's see. Yes, yes, Sydney, you've got some black boxes. So these black boxes are all the rage now with these dark side, trying to control people, pets, storms, because they're very powerful. It's a very powerful controlling mechanism. And you have got black boxes, 20 in your root chakra. Those are designed to put you in a lot of fear. And so as you know, there is many faces to fear. Fear can make us tired, unmotivated, distracted, scrolling endlessly. That's actually a sign of being distracted. Can be all the part of fear that we're trying to avoid. So that's what I would say. So Netanyahu, is that the prime minister of Israel? Okay. How do one raise their money frequency? There is, there's a gift. There's a gift. Let me see. I think there's a gift, money, raise your money vibe gift in my Linktree link, which in that QR code at the top of the screen, that goes to my Linktree. And in there, you will find, I believe it is there. If it's not, when I'm done with this, I'll make sure it's there when I'm done. It's a money mini course on how to raise your money frequency. And so I'll just tell you real quickly, however, that the way that I do it in this, I'm not going to do it right now, but I'll just tell you how I do it is we imagine this huge pile of money sitting out in front of you, and it can represent gold and silver and Bitcoin and real estate and foreign money and all kinds of things that represent your money. And you put a grounding cord on that money pile, and you start draining out all the energies that are bringing your money frequency down. It could be your parents, your mom, your dad, hardworking dads who think, oh, you have to work hard for your money. That's the only way. And so if that's money frequency is in your money pile, then you're going to be that hardworking person who's always struggling and never really getting ahead. It could be your children. They got their hand in your pockets wanting more of this and more of that. It could be an ex who doesn't want to see you succeed after you guys have split up. It could be competing family members. It could be maybe friends who've borrowed money and they never paid you back. It could be your boss who's also, wants to keep you in a low money frequency so they don't have to pay you very much. There could be a lot of reasons and energies in your money pile. And so what we do is we drain all of those frequencies out, including the QFS, the quantum financial system, because otherwise your money frequency is set at 500. So we drain all of those energies out of our money pile. And then we imagine this new, so you have to reevaluate the level of your money frequency, and you keep clearing and draining and draining and clearing until it reaches infinity. Once it reaches infinity, then you can imagine that liquid gold stream of energy coming into your energy field, starting at the top of your rings. And that high frequency is going to come into the rings, recalibrate all of your dreams and desires that you hold in those rings at your highest and best interest with money. And And so then it will be aligned in every chakra. And then also as it comes from the heart out the right arm, as you bring money out into the economy. But the left hand needs to be open so you can receive rich resources, opportunities, clients, money. So then that money will be received. So it is a process. And in that QR code, if maybe somebody can let me know if it's actually there. And it'll walk you through the whole process, and you can raise your money frequency. So you can start manifesting from a higher frequency. Okay, good. Is there any benefit for me to use prepaid hours with JM, or better let them go? I don't know anything about what this means, so I'm just going to look at the energy. Benefit to use prepaid hours. It has a low frequency, vibes at 250. Yeah, it looks like letting it go is has a higher frequency. Yeah, so that's just an energetic read on that. Okay, Allison, has my husband accepted that I want a divorce and letting go of his control of me? About 3%. Yeah, so he's maybe still in denial. He's in he is corded to your crown chakra. Yeah, so you can take responsibility of your own energy field, and instead of waiting for him to let go of you, for you to take his energy cords out of your crown. He's also corded to your sixth chakra because he wants you to see things his way. At your heart with fury, so he's trying to make you feel bad. Solar plexus, more control. Yeah, so that's where you need to take control of your own energy field. And yeah, sounds like you'd be a good candidate for our relationship thing starting January 1st for 12 days. Yeah, get him cleared out. And if that's, it sounds like he's very controlling. Okay, let's see what else. Paul from Mississippi, welcome. Sounds like you're new. Please tell me my money frequency and how do I raise it? Okay, well, we just went through how to raise it. Yes, it is low at 250. So go to that QR code, get the free mini money workshop thing, and raise your money frequency. Okay, there's no silly questions. So, but how can we determine if we have past lives? You can ask. Almost everybody does. Almost everybody does have past lives. But to me, it's not so important if we had past lives, because I think most everybody has. But whether or not you have unresolved past lives, especially as it relates to another person. But also the other reason that unresolved past lives becomes important is if it's affecting a current situation that you have in this life. I remember not too long ago doing past life, and I don't do a past life regression. You don't need to. You just need to clear the unresolved energies. So there was one woman who was having a hard time with like loud sounds, like fireworks and cars that backfire and so forth and so on. So we did cleared some unresolved past lives as it related to wars that she had been in that were very traumatic and had imprinted on her field. And so that in this lifetime, she was very, very triggered by these loud, explosive sounds. So that's the deal on past lives. Do you have unresolved, is it P, K, or T? I think you're asking if you have unresolved lifetimes with these 4 people. Unresolved lifetimes with P, no. With F, um, no. With K, yes. You have 3, they have 5. And then T, you have 10, and T has 20. Yeah. So there you go. Hey, Kaylin, 2 questions. If Santa, okay, we're going here. Okay, if Santa represents Klaus Strum, then how are the milk and cookies involved? You're such a jokester. Okay, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know that. But I love your bringing your humor here. 2, where am I energetically? Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you, Caitlin. Let's see. You're grounded. That's great. I've got infinite rings. Your central orbit is clear and flowing. Your circle of reciprocity is almost flowing, but your left hand is blocked. So maybe you haven't been receiving as many Christmas gifts as you'd like this year. Open up that left receiving hand. Chords, there's 20 of those AI chords in that left hand, so you can clear that. And then the other piece, I know you've asked about money in the past. You have raised it a little bit. It's up to 500, but I would do that money exercise again. And the person that or persons that you need to clear out of your money field would be dad, hardworking dad. He has got a low money frequency at 250. And boss, you have a boss that's got a low money frequency. And mom. And then also the QFS, quantum financial system. So yeah, do that. And a third question, okay. Just started talking to a love interest. Does she seem like she aligns? Well, let's take a look. Okay, so there's 4 things I like to measure. Mind has to do with how conversations go. If you're at infinity, then you guys could talk for hours. The mind frequency is only at 250, so probably not deep conversations. So yeah, if you don't want to talk much, then that might work out. But I don't know. Conversations seem really valuable. So there's that spirit frequency. That's at 500. So 500 is I like chocolate. You like her, and but spirit, like maybe she seems light and bubbly in your presence, but she's not that way in her real life. Let me see. She's got a lot of fury, and not grounded. So that's going to back up, as she probably has a lot of anxiety and yeah, that. She has an even lower money frequency than you. And so mind, spirit, money, and then body, that's at infinity. So that has to do with how your bodies align. So that I would say is probably what the attraction is. And but that's always short-lived. So yeah. But enjoy it while you can. But that's my take on that. So thanks for your questions, and Merry Christmas. All right. Candace Owens' husband, a Rothschild. Is he a Rothschild? I'm getting a no. Hmm. Yes. Yeah, I'm getting a no. So yeah, I don't know much about much, but vibes don't lie. I'm gonna go on to some other questions here. For those of you who are trying to get readings and clearings live, uh, that explains why I have been so hesitant. Okay, so I'm not. Um, I'm not sure what that relates to. What is causing pain in my left shoulder? Nancy. Okay. Um, yes. Oh, it's right. You actually have it on in both shoulders. But apparently just the left one is causing you pain. Um, so I'm like checking from behind, and so this is the right shoulder, and this is the left shoulder. There are curses, 20, and chords, 50 chords. That's AI. And so the shoulders, that's um, all part of your circle of reciprocity. So the right shoulder, it's going to block you from giving. And then the block at the left shoulder is going to block you from receiving. So that is definitely needs to be cleared. Allison wants to know if her husband put spells on her. No, but curses, like 50 at your root chakra with fear. So he wants you to be afraid of things. I don't know what, but could you tell me if I have any unresolved lifetimes? That's such a broad stroke. I need some more narrow focus to know, like, unresolved with what, with a person, with an issue. Everybody has unresolved lifetimes. So the general answer would be yes. Oh, good. Allison, great. Just signed up for the January luminary. Awesome. It's going to be amazing. Your teasing was my first gift for Christmas. Thank you. Maybe my only one. Uh, okay. You're reading. Okay, that makes more sense. Maybe I was teasing you with the reading. Anyway. Okay. Freudian slips there. Okay. Let's see if Instagram has anything, because we are past the hour now. Danny D wants to know if David is still courted. No, David is not courting to you, Danny D. All right. Okay. You got them both here. Okay, good. All right. Well, wow. Wishing all of you a Merry Christmas. We are past the hour now. And whatever Christmas looks like for you, and the holiday season, whether you're spending it with family or alone, wishing you many blessings, and especially for this next year, that you can be blessed with whatever it is you deeply desire. And if it is a new relationship, join us for the luminary activation and potentially the 12 days, which is going to be amazing. We're starting off with loving ourselves, and that's where all of it starts from. All right, sending many blessings to all of you, and got that turned off. And so we'll see you next Wednesday, which will be just before New Year's Eve, and wishing you all a blessed night. All right, sending much blessings. Happy holidays.